I love Owen. I'm gonna be a big proponent of him. His smokes, his ability to take duels, his ability to move, not in a Jett fashion either. It's just something that I love to see. Either way, we're now into the game. Pistol round is live, and it already looks to be a fairly confident take towards A. Ohai walking up, he's the Jett, and probably the Opper. That's the way you can really tell nowadays, is the Jett meta is firmly established. Ohai walking forward. Oh, he shot that trap. I didn't even see it. And Stellar now walking forward. Very, very free take almost, I want to say. Though, as I say that, Stellar drops both players coming from the showers. They take a third, a fourth. It's a very one-sided affair. Com's the only one with even one to his name, and he has 4 more to find. That's his second, but he needs 3 more, and now he's smoked off. It becomes considerably more difficult. Aproto through the smoke will make short work of the last attacking player. It will be 1-0 for the defenders. What a sick
LG just held on to that so hard. I mean, honestly, what can you say other than they're hitting their shots? I know it feels like such a classic fallback statement when you can't say anything of value, just say, well, they hit their shots, but it really wasn't that case. Frisco, he wasn't even in, or excuse me, not fiziq rather. They both start with F, I get myself confused. He wasn't even in particularly that fantastic of a situation. He should have kind of been one and done for all, you know, by all means, really. But he managed to get a double out of it. That is wonderful. Into the second round, though, I mean, hey, what can Complexity really hope for here? fiziq is going to be holding down the line at the exact same place.
It's a decent use of the Molotov, I will say that. That being said, Ohai's going for the tried and true strat of walk forward, kill the portal, and a similar result. Stellar will find the kill this time from above showers. Players falling back is trying to hold the site for Team Luminosity, and they have not lost anybody as of yet. That being said, pistol players are inching ever closer. They need to be very careful. AGM swinging through. The frenzy's only good for 1 headshot, not a kill. As Stellar finds a second and a third, the last alive towards site. Can't even get that plant down safely. He's gonna try to find some damage, maybe a kill or 2, but nothing will come his way. And Thief will ensure the round goes flawless in favor of Luminosity.
Not much to say about that one either. Complexity were really holding back on actually expending any utility. I don't think we saw a single smoke or anything go out whatsoever. So, you know, that's kind of what you can expect results-wise. Maybe if they toss on a smoke or 2, they could have theoretically gotten the spike down, played it from there, but really their options were limited from the start, and they're kind of relying on players like AGM to get into a pretty round-winning position with that frenzy. But this is where you can see something a little bit more convincing come to fruition. And now it's going to be Rifles versus the Holdovers from round number 2 here. The Spectres and a Judge, actually, in the case of, want to say, Hoppin, thank you. I wasn't actually sure. I would have gotten the wrong player. 2-0 start. Overall, a very good place for LG to be in.
It is. Slow walk now. This time they're going to go towards the B site. And Hoppin's here in Tortuga with this Judge. It's the bonus round weapon. They didn't see it in the last round. He could get a free kill, maybe even 2 here. Whoa, I just jinxed it. Ohai gets the spray down. He will be immortally wounded on the 14 HP, but he'll get it, and that's what counts. Frisco and SP Sand. Second and a third respectively. That's the site taken for free. The last 2 coming in the teleporter. AGM with the Vandals, good for 1. fiziq will get a trade with the SMG, but now effectively locked out. He has no possible recourse. It will be XP Sand is XP3. Thank you. I got kind of confused. Either way, Com will drop that player. It will be the first on the board for Complexity. That being said, it was expected. It was a bonus round for Luminosity.
Even so, though, I mean, that was a wonderful execute from Complexity. First, obviously, Molotoving off Hookah, hard clearing that close right angle because they knew the shotgun was a possibility. Because keep in mind, Hoppin wasn't accounted for at all in that second round. I mean, they had no idea what he could possibly have, so they were making sure to hard clear that angle. And then from there, that recon dart into the back of sight gave away the position. They were able to spam him through. It was beautiful from Complexity from start to finish. If they can do the same versus Rifles, that's going to be massive. Really aggressive default to start things off into this first full gun round where both teams will be able to get everything that they could ever hope for onto the board, including A solo effort by Hoppin here. I'm not a really big fan of this, to be honest. Usually you're going to want a backup player. I would expect that Phoenix to be right alongside him, but Thief is actually going to be watching Hookah instead. So tread carefully is my only advice to LG at the moment, but they're staying afloat for right now. They haven't taken much damage. Actually, they haven't taken any damage. Not that can be healed up anyway. There's no Sage in effect. Here come the smokes through, and this should just be a standard push out onto the A-bomb site.
Should Stellar already falling away. He will activate the showstopper. Rocket it in. That should be one free kill. Thief found the second as well. That's the spike drop, though. Ohai does answer with a kill onto the Brimmy. And a kill onto a Proto. That's the Cypher, but still much more to do. 3 versus 3 with the Jett being dead mortally. Down in the red at this point. As Ohai tries to find a 30. Will somehow. Stellar taken down in the close angle. It will be the Jett to dash away as Hoppin now tries to find some sort of gainway into the site. But it's going to be difficult. He's got to rely heavily on this long flank from the Phoenix. That is Thief. He was just trying to play his cards right, but they already have an idea that he could be here. Slowly lurking forward. Still 3 players to find it. Time is ticked away. Too much left. Structart does nothing either. Calm should see this player. Yep, doesn't get the flick. Thief will find that kill. Not expecting the second, though. This is going to be an issue. No, he goes around a chance at 3K. The Molotov is well so critical. The Ops holding it. It's going to be difficult, and Hoppin will secure the round. It will be a second on a very, very nice retake, or a third, excuse me, rather, for Luminosity. Incredibly well done by Thief on the flank and Hoppin towards heaven.
You can say Hoppin, secured that round towards the end, but it was really Thief who did all the dirty work. That Molotov, I mean, look, a lot of the time, if you're healthy enough, you can afford to push through it and try to search for that kill before you burn alive or just, waiting expectedly behind it. But since, ohai, he took so much damage and sustained so much peel, to be honest. He really just kind of had to stay there. Sitting on his feet, really, waiting for it to actually go through. And unfortunately, at that point, he had absolutely no clue on where the other remaining player was. He knew that there was one person tapping the bomb, but his chances of actually getting that were slim to none. Stellar, he's going to meanwhile pull off the volcano strat, tossing that nade through the teleporter, but that is really only going to give away his position. ohai picking up the AWP, wrong game, the OP. I've been casting too much CS. We'll find a very clean frag. No punishment at all from the defense as well. LG, their gaps are starting to be exploited a little bit more, and they're realizing that fiziq isn't holding on too expectedly over towards mid-A.
Our complexity now trying to look forward. ohai has the blades out. Calm will find a second with his Hunter's Fury. It's ults on ults on ults. As now Hoppin is just trying to hold back, hoping for someone to overextend, but no such overextension is pending. Instead, it will be a 2 versus a 5. Thief probably at this point trying to save his gun, as is Hoppin rather, and it will be a second round now.
But the money is pretty fragile for complexity. This is a really good time for them to get exits.
Oh.
Maybe not anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but as is the game. ohai will rotate around, his ultimate in hand again. The blades should strike true, but Thief is very far removed from that engagement. He should be able to survive in this round, and it should be a second now for complexity as the spike explosion is pending.
Implosion. Actually, is it an explosion? Let me look. I think it's... Okay, yeah, no, that looks like an explosion if I've ever seen one.
It goes out.
The operator recovered as well. 2v5, a very convincing take from complexity. I've been kind of trading very convincing rounds at this point here. It makes me use that word more and more. Convincing. But it really does ring true. Bit of a slower show from LG there. They pretty much had to concede the site almost immediately as soon as that Jett bolt came out. The Hunter's Fury was there for good measure to really secure that one. Now that they don't have those 2 ultimates online, suddenly LG can come out to play a little bit more.
Yes, they can. No more worrying about the Hunter's Fury. No more worrying about those blades. It will indeed be a vanilla round. No ults present on the board. Speaker trying to peek in. It is a passive play. You're right. That being said, Jett's all the way blanc. ohai is taking point. Again, the Jett isn't using the operator, which is weird to see, but still appears to be working. That being said, Thief in the corner. Oh, he gets the spot. That's unfortunate timing. He will survive. And in fact, his teammate will find the kill, but Frisco will get the trade. Thief falls. AGM finds the second. That's the ultimate being used on type. The fire raining from above. It is so very awkward. Hoppin in the corner. He finds one, but only one as the blast pack will seal his fate. AGM finding his third of the round, swinging in towards sight. fiziq now spotted on the flank with only a sheriff in hand. He's alone. The lone sheriff, Brimstone. No better agent to hold this position. That being said, it seems near impossible. 1 versus 3. Trying to spam away. It will be XP3 instead to find the kill and to tie the game. As Complexity take the round.
That was like a convincing round from them, but for all the wrong reasons. That wasn't great from either side. I mean, ohai had a fumble or two when it came to actually pushing that tin can, and obviously both Thief and Hoppin missed some crucial shots that ended up leading to their demise. But it's another one on the board from Complexity, so they can't be all too angry with the result of that. But it's something that's easily recoverable from LG at the same time. They're taking a really passive approach to this defense over towards B, and I'm not liking it. I want to see a little bit more action come through from them. Maybe not over towards A, because Frisco's really just on the mark right there, taking down the Brimstone. That's huge. No smokes to buy some time.
No smokes whatsoever. Well, it did go down. Like I said, there was one smoke towards that shower position, but he tried to go for the orb. A bit foolhardy, I'd say. And that does seal his fate very early on at that. You're right. No smokes to hold off this take is going to be difficult. As now Complexity look to take this site. Stellar up above. He's getting spotted by that dart. He's trying to take the fight. He'll find one, but only one. ohai gets the trade. Showstopper's now in as well. Not needed as XP3 does find the kill, but it will be now a 1 versus 4 as Thief shakes his head angrily. It will be a Complexity round once again.
You've seen that DJ Wheat clip, I think it's DJ Wheat, where he talks about like the universal sign of frustration in an FPS game is swinging your mouse around. It's very noticeable right there. Thief obviously can't be too happy with that result. He wasn't really a factor in it whatsoever. I mean, the round was just kind of lost, and without him, kind of a rough way to go out to, but Complexity definitely showing up right there. Another result they can be happy with, as Complexity will now take the lead, as he mentioned. Another round where I don't feel like LG necessarily did a lot of things terribly wrong. Complexity, the shots on a lot of cases here. I mean, really, they kind of forced the situation. Oh no, that's not good at all.
Insult to injury.
Stellar's hand was really forced because he had to make a big play in that scenario. He couldn't hold down the line because him getting 1 kill and then getting traded out wasn't going to be enough to hold down the site. He needed to push into bathrooms and, you know, take some map control. That's kind of a direct consequence of how LG are playing this defense so far. When you're immediately dropping a player right off the bat to non-existent map control, it's really going to start making a dent in you soon. They need to change up that approach, and LG, I think they're aware of it too. You see that they're fighting a little bit more for hookah than they have, I think, so far this game. So it's a start. But on pistols, I don't know.
It's going to be difficult, to say the least. They are now struggling in what is the second half of this first half. Interestingly enough, Thief, nope, he'll start off on the right foot. He'll find the first cut to Frisco. The Brimstone dispatch, the critical part of the stick. Thief finds a second with his Molotov and will survive furthermore. This is suddenly been turned on its head.
Well, it's not over yet. The pistols really struggle in these mid-round scenarios, and I'm actually really surprised Complexity are still choosing to bring this in over towards B. This seems suicidal. Surely they're going to have second thoughts about actually committing to this here. ohai has managed to clear out. Oh, I think they're going to be doing a telly play in through A. This makes sense. Makes a lot more sense. You see this a lot of times on gun rounds fully, but not usually forced to use this on or when they're against ecos. So
fiziq. Oh no! He whiffed the opportunity. It was such a good spot in Complexity. ohai furthers it. Stellar now on tight, the last to defend. He's trying to hold his teammates in the back line as well. He'll find 2. It's Calm now alone. 1 versus 3. Keep in mind against pistols, but still, it would be monumental. It would be a save. But no, Hoppin will close it. It will be a thrifty victory for Team Luminosity.
What a weird one. I agree with what Complexity we're going for right off the bat. That tele play, it's something that you see relatively often, and it works to a pretty great degree, but versus the Ecos, they have to be aware of the fact that, you know, LG now is the time that they're going to start getting aggressive, even though they've been shying away from doing that all game. They lingered far too long, for my taste at least, over towards Hookah, and it ended up, again, hurting them in the long run. What was that shot from Hoppin?
That was beautiful.
I was about to get into a different point, but never mind. Hoppin just took my words away. Great start for LG, I suppose, is the only thing that I can really articulate at the moment. What a shot.
What a
Quiet
shot.
mid-round.
Say the least. And it will indeed. We see trying to hold towards long, kind of just exchanging bullets, but no real damage done as of yet. 3 players here to defend this B site, rather. The map upside down always confuses me. It's difficult, man. AGM is now towards Hookah, has the Jett operator close at hand as well. It will be a take towards the B side. And ohai will open it up. That's a solid start. Now smoke's going down in response, but the utility's being thrown. The take seems inevitable. Com finds a second onto the entry, clean at that. The last player alive caught in the smoke. It's Frisco to find that kill on the thief. Now aproto has to try and gain an entry. What was suddenly a solid advantage in the beginning of the round has turned into a massive disadvantage. The last 2 players trying to retake from A. It's the Raze and it's the Cypher, and it doesn't seem possible at this point. Raze is already turning tail and running. Cypher's too far gone, though. He's just going to try to find an exit. And it will be.
Strange round.
It was a very strange round. Go ahead, Ezo. Take it away.
My bad. I thought you were done with your thought there, but you know, my reads are apparently about as good as LG's at the moment. I mean,
okay.
I don't know. I just don't know what to even think about that at the same time, man. I mean, they're just aggressing at all the wrong moments. I feel like Thief had the best position at the time there, but still, he just got shot through smoke, and that just kind of sucks. I mean, these are duels that they can't really afford to take, especially mid-execute. I know they're trying to stop that gap early, but at that point, I mean, you've got to play retake, and you're kind of being out-utiled like that. I know hindsight's 20/20. There's a reason I'm not a coach for them, but that's just the big thing that I'm seeing. It hurts to watch at some points.
It really does hurt to watch. 5-4 now, a slight advantage for Complexity. It seems they have those really explosive takes. So if they find the entry, the utility comes out in a very, very quick fashion, and the site take comes in shortly thereafter. And I must say, it does work out. Once they get that first kill, it rapidly snowballs into what is a enormous and wonderful crescendo of a site take, rather. But Luminosity still has a pretty good hold. As Calm now wants the Hunter's Fury towards long. He won't find anything as of yet. There we go. So a little bit of a tag maybe, but not nearly enough to find a kill. Still a 5-on-5 as that Hunter's Fury concludes. And there's still 4 ultimates on the defending side, but they're definitely...
Almost 5. That Phoenix is an orb away.
Yeah. Very interesting. Ohai. He's posted on the single. He knows that player could be there. That is indeed the Raze. He's waiting for it. But he's not going to overextend. 5-on-5 still. 40-second mark at this point. It will be an A-site take. There are 3 players to defend here. Brimstone towards U-Haul. Cypher kind of outside U-Haul behind the APC. And of course, his teammate close towards Shower. Smokes will come in. Brimstone turning away from the nade as the Raze will push in. The quickscope doesn't connect, but Frisco's shot will. That's the first of many entries needed. Aproto does get 1 fiziq, a second as well, pushing forward now, but ohai and Calm regain control. Bring in the reins and take the site. Spike now down 2-on-2 in the retake. Still anybody's around as Hoppin tries to use the drone.
That was a hard read on Stellar as well. I want to point that out because the retake isn't over yet. Nate, you gotta keep talking because apparently the round isn't over. It's come down to a 1 versus 1.
Thief's gonna try and stick it. What's happening? It's chaos. The blades will be thrown in. Desperate to check it, but Thief counts on the overeagerness. ohai will be dropped. A nice headshot from the Phoenix to win the round. And again, a tied ball game, 5-5.
I don't even know what these rounds are coming down to at the end of it. LG, they're winning these not in the best of fashions, but they're getting them through. That's what matters at the end of the day. They only had to use 1 ultimate for it. And, well, it did its work, to say the very least here. Complexity had the right idea, able to retake advantage on the A bomb site to get that spike down. But that was a wonderful read that they had onto Stellar in particular. They knew that when Stellar's hand is forced, he likes to push into bathrooms and try to make a play from there. He's been shut down time and time again, but this time they backed off as soon as they made their presence shown over towards A and baited out the push from Stellar. It is the right read and the right idea from Complexity, but they're struggling again to close out these rounds. You know, I mean, that was just an easy enough putt for him to win, but big props for him for actually being able to pull that one through. And indeed, he'll continue with that momentum into this next round here. This next execute, however, is a different story completely. Aproto is going to be the one of that is the start of the show, and XP3 quickly finds himself alone against 3 members.
The IGL mastermind Cypher will have to try and pick up the pieces. 1 versus 3, and 2 of those players have their ults. 1 just used theirs to find the Raze. It's going to be difficult with 2 players in hookah and 1 holding the long push. Tries to put the camera in. It will be immediately dispatched. Just gets the information. I'm not sure if he wants to go for it, if he's just trying to pry and maybe find the kill or 2. Not sure what the game plan is, but it is most certainly a game plan. He seems very set on it. Gets spotted, though. That's the information gained. Probably the round ascertained here for the defending side. Trying to walk forward. He's tagged down, just tapping through the smoke. At this point, he's delaying the inevitable. Either he should try and save this round, or he should go and find a kill before it ends.
Well, there's basically no winning in this scenario. If you get one, you'll be traded out by the other. XP3 was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, probably his best bet at that point was to hope that they weren't trade fragging each other correctly, or just kind of save your gun. He chose the latter, or excuse me, he chose the former of the 2 options, and it's not terrible. I mean, I understand why he did it. Just didn't pan out the way that he hoped. And now, that will be LG officially winning this half 6-5, but there's still a chance for Complexity to tie things up here. We have to get ourselves a little bit more excited because Complexity aren't out of this one just yet. Sure, they're down, but they're still at least striking even with a newly signed LG squad. Luminosity, well, surely they have to be happy with how their team is doing at the moment. And A-Exec might be the one to close out our first half of this best of 1. It's going to be best of 1s all day, so these teams have to get used to it. Stellar, this time he's completely abandoning hope to try to go over towards bathrooms, and instead he's prodding out over towards mid, but ohai has a hard read on that situation up towards the top of APC. fiziq, ohai both collecting frags, excuse me, as the rotates start coming through from the defenders. The retake will begin, and Aproto will be all more present for it as he takes down Calm to start things off on a fantastic note for LG. The spike still hasn't gone down yet, and Aproto is still fragging. He's found 2 kills, monumental kills at that, and Thief could do them one better. ohai next down on the chopping block, and Frisco doesn't want to join his comrades. 3 ultimates going unused, and Frisco, well, just has to hope for a miracle that Thief will steal that one away. 7-5, LG. My lord, are they making confidence showing against Complexity.
Did you see that shot? I just want to break that down. So the most important thing there was Jett ohai trying to go back towards the teleporter, go to hookah, and then go through towards, I believe it's the B site. Always get it confused on this map. But he was caught as he went through the teleporter, right? As he went through, so the spike still went through. The inertia carried it through. So in fact, Frisco was stuck having to try and go through the teleporter. He had to go through it. He couldn't rotate around to get the spike and then go towards B. Such a difficult situation to be in. Man, what a shot from heaven.
That was entirely needed one as well. ohai has been fantastic. 14 kills for the man in question here. And this is what I'm liking from Complexity. A double up over towards hookah on the first round is always something I like to see here. A set piece that always seems to get a lot of love, but maybe not fighting for it all too much. No, back off, LG. They haven't exactly fully decided to bring it out. I could see maybe a teleporter play working here great. Keeping a couple of players situated over towards B long to maybe bring it back late, but the fact that they aren't showing their faces kind of makes it a little bit obvious that they want to finish over towards A. The gun barrel.
Going to be just a straight run, and AGM just toying with it, not quite committing to the peak. It's a good recon ult to get the spot as the take will come in, but Calm and Frisco find one piece. Hoppin does eventually find one, but AGM stuck. He's on an awkward spot, but he'll still make it work too. He sees the 30, he'll find it. AGM makes it work. Complexity, convincing retake. And a 6th round is again, this game is neck and neck.
That was unbelievable from AGM. One point I wanted to make is that AGM is absolutely crazy on pistols. It's something that has been, a cross-game sensation for him. He has been wonderful on pistol rounds in CS, and I'm glad he's keeping up that pace in Valorant. Thing is, he was in a really awkward scenario. He had to reload his clip in front of 2 people, somehow he managed to avoid dying, rather, and somehow got 3 kills out of it. That third one was a bit of a freebie, but those first 2 were hard fought and well-deserved. 7-6, and it's a well-deserved round all in all from Complexity, as they are striking about even with Luminosity Gaming, excuse me. The Juggernaut. They're looking to try to maybe win this BO1 and improve to a better scoreline in this group stage.
Cage trigger.
Indeed. Pistols across the board. Ohai will find the opener. AGM a second with an aid. A third with an aid. A 4th for XP3 and a 5th. It's just a clean mop up towards B. No one finds anything on the attacking side. And now again, completely tied. 7-7. A nice comeback to get those first 2 in this half. It's looking scary as Complexity turn this corner.
You know what's even scarier? Pineapple Phillips, Nate.
What?
It's the 3rd round, and AGM already has that showstopper online. Those last 2 kills, by the way, he didn't even have to see a single person for it. He just tossed his nade in over towards Hookah and, let the magic kind of work itself out. This showstopper could be huge. Oftentimes on these 3rd rounds, you see a triple push over towards mid. You see how they're sending 3 players out early on in this round to counter that. That is something you see all too often, just to really ruin the pace of a round. And since it isn't being used, I'm pretty certain that LG are going to be pretty suspicious about what might be going on for the defense this time around. Complexity's AGM will indeed still have that showstopper in place. There it is going to be expended. Not going to find a kill. There's such a huge opportunity for that to happen as well. Now the exec is going to be kind of sitting on its heels at the moment. AGM gets one with a satchel charge and actually gets another with the Spectre as well. This is wonderful from AGM. The solo effort is making all the magic happen. Another satchel charge, another kill, a 4th kill for AGM. Collect them all.
Cage trigger.
Proto left. Nothing he can do. He'll try to swing. He finds 2. Okay, he ends his dreams, but XP3 will finish it off. A valiant attempt from a Proto, but oh my goodness. AGM. What can you say about it? What can you say?
Raze
Absolutely monstrous. Raze, amazing.
His gun is even better. As you can say, that was unbelievable. AGM just
Right here.
trowling over towards A short, made that place his home. He needed that too. I mean, I think Complexity as a whole needed that. Not only do they take the lead, but they take that first gun round really convincingly on, a bit of a bonus round too. Their money is going to look even better as a result. They're going to fully upgrade their gun, so they will have that operator in the hands of Ohai, who I believe is going to be sitting on top of the tin can, a common position that you see. Yes, indeed, that is the case. This is a really non-committal position to be in as well, so I can see him maybe collecting 1 kill before backing off just to hide. There it is. Oh no, he's hungry for more. This is where things get a little bit more interesting for him.
He's hungry for some pistol kills, man. He needs to get those kills. All I can say, the smoke will go down, but only puts him off for a moment. He doesn't find the kill, but he will survive. Trying to dash away, he will do so successfully. XP3 towards the long. He gives an easy pincer. He and Calm will close it out. 9-7. Remarkable from Complexity. And AGM, I wanted to say this at the start of the round, I didn't get to. He used his showstopper last round, right?
Yes.
He's at 5 of 7. He was at 5 of 7 for the start of last round as well.
I mean, hey, that's what happens when you get a 4K right after you use it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Unbelievable. I wonder if we're going to be seeing him extend for the ult orb over towards the bathrooms. Might be a good push for them here. It seems that they've actually completely abandoned bathrooms and are instead focusing more on holding down the more narrow sight line. No one present in heaven as well. So a bit of an alternate approach to how you see mid or A played most of the time, but it should work just fine. AGM is holding down a standard enough position. A overall isn't really getting that much love. It's Hookah. That is the name of the game right now. That is ever present. The lurker aproto will be taken out by AGM with basically no contention. This is not going well at all. To say the very least. Complexity, I mean, look, they're getting kills without even having to see the players. This is just brutality at this point. The cape even gives away Hoppin's position. LG are lost.
The Boomba through the teleporter came in around Hookah and found that kill.
Like,
Oh
when have
my
you ever
goodness.
seen that work? It's
Never.
unreal.
It's crazy. Just a remarkable turn of events. XP3 walking up long. He won't find anything, but
Good
he
shot,
does get
though.
the ever important information. Yep. Don't take it from fiziq. He did get a good shot, but he has 4 more to find. AGM at this point. He has his showstopper. He doesn't even need this kill. He can just. Do they want to let this player save his rifle? I don't think so.
Some money looking like it's not great. They have money to spend. It would be a pretty good call for them to chase, and they are doing it, but they're still kind of half committed to the idea. Not everybody is going out and looking for the kill. Just Calm and AGM, really. But he will calmly push up, pun fully intended. And really, it doesn't look like fiziq wants to mess with this whatsoever. This is dangerous territory. He doesn't want to tread on AGM. It's going to be treading on that territory and getting his head and body blown to pieces. Head removed and a round removed. And it's double digits for complexity. They have had this wonderful resurgence of form in this second half as they have looked wonderful. They're looking to keep up that momentum. 5 in a row, looking to make it 6, and now might be a really great opportunity for them to do just that. Is this going to be a force up? It should be, I believe. fiziq can drop for Hoppin here.
With the saved rifle, I'd say so. They were on that edge.
Makes sense. There's 4 ultimates in play. This is actually a really promising round. I mean, as suspicious as it seems.
Glass cannon on Hoppin.
I'm not a fan of this glass cannon. I know Hoppin is great on the op, but it's so hard to do glass cannon when you're on offense, it feels like.
They'll go for that jump peek.
Neither of them?
More and more.
How did neither of them hit that shot? What?
So on. Oh, it's all the ultimates coming forward. They want to take this site, and they need to do so now. The evil entry in with the running back. He'll find one. Ohai finds the trade, but D finds the oh, the blind
That's
stop.
huge.
That's huge. Even if he falls, it's still 2 kills found, and the spike dropped. Plenty of time for the rotations to come through. XP3 on the fast flank as well. He'll get a blind sight onto the first. That's now a 2 versus 2. Trying to swing in and do some damage. Oh, it's so back and forth.
Oh God.
I know exactly.
Buddy knows what could happen at this point. fiziq trying to buy some time. He'll get the spot. He'll get the information with that neural threat. It's going to be difficult. He'll get caught. The timing is not in his favor. Calm will find that kill. It's a proto alone in towards the L of the boxes, and then they know he's there. Trying to swing, and he won't find anything. XP3 will close it. We have 11 for complexity as they win all 6 rounds thus far in the second half.
It's just unbelievable. That was probably one of the best rounds I've seen from XP3, and I've followed him across both CSGO and Valorant as well, much like AGM, and that was one of the best rounds I've seen from him. He played that beautifully. Sometimes all it takes is a simple flank. You don't need to hit these bangers of shots all the time to make a really big impact, but the fact that he used his neural theft at the perfect time, waited from contact from his teammate to actually push out and find the kill, it was the recipe for success. It's exactly what the doctor ordered, Pineapple Phillips. And they're going to be rewarded with number 11 and certainly round number 12 as well. Pistols are all that LG have to work with here, and it's not looking very promising for them here. ohai might be in a little bit of an ambitious position, but he's going to realize that and back off safely to Tin Can.
The nade, but no, they turned around. AGM, the wrong gun for the spray down. He'll only find 1. Hoppin will get the trade as now Frisco tries to swing in and pick up pieces. He'll find the first. That's a solo trade. That was the player with the rifle, I believe, but at Proto, the blind side from Showers, it's back and forth. 3 versus 3. As the spike plant does go down, Calm is unable to stop it, and a Proto will swing. It's a blind side. He'll find Calm for free, and now nearly complete control, though, XP3, the IGL through the smoke, is able to sneak a kill. 2 versus 2, both players towards U-Haul, and ohai here to hold. But no fiziq. The timing is ever so slightly in his favor. He'll find XP3, and now the Blades have to come forward. He has to find them both. Jumping forward, he'll find the first, but not the second. Stellar. The Ghost will close it out. A thrifty victory. The caster's curse, Ito. Ever present. We said it wouldn't happen, yet here it is. The first round on the board for Luminosity is a thrifty round.
It took a long time for them to get on the board, but it eventually came through. And I'm not gonna say it was decisive, but considering what they were given, the tools of the trade that they had to work with, they dealt with that perfectly. I'm not 100% sure if it was a read on AGM, because they seemed to know exactly where he was going to be situated out over towards mid and punish his position perfectly. But I don't think AGM has been really playing that position all too often. He's usually been kind of holding back over towards U-Haul, where he's actually present this time around. So maybe a little bit of luck and a little bit uncautious on AGM's end, but overall wonderfully played by LG to get their first on the board. Much needed for them. But they're not going to take this one sitting down, because still, Complexity have money to work with, they have ultimates to work with, and they have a lot of hope as well, but that hope has diminished alongside 2 players. Frisco and AGM are going to be the first of many victims in this round. There's still more to come as this retake begins. XP3 will actually show them one more sign of life, and suddenly, Complexity are right back in this.
Every advantage. Hoppin with the operator has to walk forward. He'll find the first, but second is sticking. He does get off. Hoppin thought to go confirm that fact, however, and the smoke disappears, as does his chance in the round. A half-loaded classic is not enough to find Calm with the Phantom at the ready. 12-8, map point, game point. Again, both these teams, I did indeed check the scores, are 0-1 thus far in groups.
So this is tournament point on the line for the newly signed squad of Mix-Up, now LG. This means a lot to them. If Luminosity could somehow keep the dream alive, I'm sure that would mean a lot. You know, get that shot at the 10K. Right now, it's not looking very likely. 4 rounds in a row to force it to OT and then win out from there. The chances are slim, especially with the buy that they have scrounged together. And we're starting to see a little bit more of Complexity. There's another set piece coming through. I love using that word so much, I need to actually find a new synonym for it. A set play, an early strat, whatever, I don't know.
A gimmick.
I'm sure I can think of more. Gimmick, thank you. Better. But early aggression just worked for that ult orb, plus securing B long control. This basically forces them to all come out through hookah, and you see that the defense have adjusted accordingly. The monster as ever. Who would have thought that I'd be saying that this player would be the one popping off the most? This man was a coach for Dignitas, and yet he's still the most ever-present player in the server. A triple kill in the round! Not quite 4 that he's hoping, but the Sheriff will get the job done. Still, though, it is all but over. Complexity will take it in a 13-8 fashion, showing up massively in the second half of play. What a wonderful showing from them.
What a game. What a game. That was amazing. So back and forth at the start, but as we could tell, Complexity did their homework. There in the second half, they absolutely dominated. It was quite the showing from them. Calm, good to see that he's doing the work.